What's up, YouTube? Coming at y'all with another video on the trash picked mower here. The first video I made on this, it was titled Mower Repair 101. I would suggest y'all go back and look at that. Talking about a broken engine brake cable and how I fixed it with a hose clamp. So I hope y'all would go back and check that out. Anyway, so after I made that video, which I talked about in that video, that I hadn't had a chance to look at this mower, and so after I made that video, I went ahead and diagnosed everything that was wrong with it and got it running. And here in a minute I'll start it up and let y'all hear it run. One of the things, though, that I wanted to say is that the reason why I took the time to mess with this mower is I just love those engines. Those Briggs & Stratton 6.75 flatheads. I own another one, which I've made another video on, and it's back in there on that machine. And but I also owned one like this, exactly like this, before, and we got rid of it for the same reason, and this is another reason why I'm keeping this, this motor anyway, is these motors have outlasted, like that one back there, that's not the original deck, and this one here, what's wrong with this mower is the deck. The deck is in really bad shape, and I've got a project in mind for it, and I was looking at that deck over there that's sitting up on its side and thinking about a project for it. But anyway, so to get on with the video here, to talk to y'all about the diagnosis and the issues I found with this mower. When I believe it's any mower mechanic gets a mower in that's not running, the three main things that a mower needs to run is air, fuel, and spark. And so if any of those three are missing, then you got to figure out what's going on and make sure that you get that supply going again. And well, also you also have to make sure it's got oil in it, but that's not really the major thing on as far as diagnosing a non-running engine. So anyway, so this particular mower, I found out, was not getting gas or spark, and either one, I wasn't getting either, and so I quickly started digging into it to find out what the deal was, and I'm gonna try to do this the best I can with holding my camera and trying to show y'all, but with one hand what was going on with it. But to talk about let me just talk about the fuel issue and what was going on there. Well, let me talk about the air first. So this is the original air filter that was in that mower when I first got it. So obviously that came out and is not going back in there. Secondly, the fuel. I've never messed with a carburetor that's been so gummed up and dirty as that one was. And then also, I do believe somebody had been in there messing around with it before me, because the needle valve in it was definitely not the right one. It was way too tall, and the float was, I mean, it was just to where it was just barely letting it have enough gas in there. And but then also the needle itself wasn't seating in the seat correctly because it was just too tall. And I just happened to have another one laying on my bench and installed it, and anyway, that's what fixed the gas issues, was replacing that needle valve and then also cleaning it really good, cleaning the carburetor really good. So that took care of the air and the gas. As far as the spark is concerned, hold on a second, let me get some things here and I'll be right back. Alright, so as far as the spark is concerned, what it was that you guys saw me in that other Mower Repair 101 video. I fixed the engine brake cable with a hose clamp. You see that the cable's gone now. If you go back and look at that video, you see it's gone. That's because it's laying right there. And I removed it because what it was doing was it didn't release when I would squeeze the handle. It wasn't releasing the ground enough to allow the coil to spark. Hold on. This is not the coil for this particular mower. However, it is a Briggs & Stratton riding mower coil, and most of the coils, if not all of the coils for mowers, pretty much look like this. And so you see right here, here's the spark plug boot, because that plugs onto the spark plug. And then what this does is, move that for now. What this does is this bolts about right there. And you got a big flywheel right there with magnets on it, and those magnets pass by these 2 points right here, and then that creates the spark. And but this little prong right here has a wire that plugs into that prong, and then if you take that wire and you touch it anywhere on the motor, anywhere that's metal on the engine, especially a place that's steel, then this will not produce spark. And and what was happening is, and just to explain to you all guys, was this actually bolts right in that area there. And what this is, obviously, is it goes to the kill, that engine brake cable that I talked about in the other video. One end of it here, and then the other end of it goes there. And what it was doing was let me see if I can get this. Oh, it fell. Let me see if I can get this so I can show y'all what the issue I was running into with it with one hand here. So what it was doing is, see right here, this little metal tab right there. See if I can get a better shot on it for you. There's a metal tab right here, and then you see that hole right there? Right through that hole is where the kill wire goes through. The ground wire from the coil goes through there. And so what happens when you squeeze the handle on the mower, let's see if I can get these pliers up here. Hold on, guys, just bear with me. So when you squeeze the handle, and that moves out, so that ground wire is not contacting the motor. Well, what my problem was it was only moving about that far right there. It wasn't moving all the way out to allow that ground to not touch. And what I believe is the issue is that because one of the things I noticed, sorry about the shaky video, but what I noticed was this cable appears to be a new cable, and it also appeared to be not the correct cable, and it looked about maybe a foot or so too long to be on this mower. And nonetheless, it was not again, it wasn't releasing the motor. Also, to explain to y'all what else is on this particular mechanism is also right here. It's like the brake pads in your car. That's a little brake pad that touches the flywheel, so it stops the blade from spinning. So I'm going to take this moment to explain to y'all before I move on in the video and explain how I fixed this issue, to say this is the disclaimer part, because while I've done what I've done, the mower manufacturers have certain safety code that they have to follow, safety rules and procedures, and this particular lever right here, and also that piece of equipment right there that I've been holding, work in conjunction to do two different things. One of them is obviously to shut the mower off. Now, where does that come in also as a safety? Well, if you're out mowing the yard and you step in a hole and you trip and fall, or you know, some people have known to fall out from heart attack while they're working in the yard, and a loved one hears that mower shut off, because obviously when you fall down and you let go of that handle and then the mower shuts off, well, somebody's going to hear it, you know. And but then also, let's say you're, you know, mowing, pulling the mower towards you, or you're, you know, mowing up a hill, you know, and you fall down or something, and then that's where this comes in. Because obviously if you're mowing up a hill and then you fall down or you fall out or something, and you let go of that engine, that this lever right here, well, it's going to stop the engine, but then this right here, this little brake pad, is going to stop that blade from spinning underneath there. Which means that, again, like I said, you got the mower in front of you, you're going up a hill, you fall, the mower tries to start coming back at you. Well, the blade has already stopped before it gets to you, so it won't hurt you. So, just to explain to y'all, I mean, it's not like I'm against what the manufacturers are doing, or don't like it, or, you know. There's some of the things when it comes to the riding mowers that I don't agree with, but, you know, this one here is a pretty good idea, and it's really good idea. However, there was two things when I did this that I wanted y'all to consider, or wanted you to know I considered it before I made this decision for what I did, which I can show. I'm sure you all understand now, or see it anyway, is this switch right here. And then also the title of this video is going to be installing a kill switch. But anyway, two things that I had to think about is number one, that this mower was going to be for my personal use. It's not going to be something I sell or let anybody else use, or something like that. This is going to be for me. And then also the project that I'm going to be doing with it, and I'm trying to not reveal too much with it, with what I'm going to do, but well, actually I was going to talk about it. What I'm planning on trying to do is to make a pull behind mower with it. So pull behind. I've seen a couple videos on YouTube where some guys took some push mowers and they just removed the handles and stuff, and they made pull behind mowers. And so that's kind of my plan with this. And so that being said, I really didn't need the lever, and really don't, and I don't really need this deck, you know. So so it really took care of all the issues. I just had to have another deck, which is what that is. And so anyway, so what I did was I installed a kill switch. And so again, like I said a minute ago, all I had to do was I had to reroute that wire on that coil under there to the switch, and then took another wire from the switch and I took it to a bolt that's holding on the engine shroud, and that's my kill switch now. So anyway, you know, little toggle switch. I think they're what, $5 maybe. Now, again, like I said, guys, this is not something I would encouraging you to do or would say you should do with your push mower or your self-propelled mower or anything like that, because it is a safety hazard. It is a safety issue to do something like that. Again, like I said a minute ago, if you fall down or something, you're mowing up a hill, that mower comes back at you, that blade is spinning, it's not stopping with that switch. So just know, you do this at your own risk, your own, you know, your own discretion. So, but anyway, did want to start it up, show you guys the switch and show you that it is functional, that it does work. And again, like I said, you notice that the engine brake cable is gone. This cable here, you can see it goes all the way up to the self-propelled. So that's what that cable does. But there is no engine brake cable anymore. And so it's all off of that switch. So the way I did install the switch, I thought, is that the best way is like to have the mower in the run position would be the best way to have it, is to have the toggle switch back. So that way, if I'm mowing or something and I run it into something, I don't have to worry about it killing the mower if I have it in the toggle switch in the back position in the run. So that being said, now also I wanted to say before I yank that rope is that one of the proud achievements of this mower is that after I got all the fuel and the fire and the air issues all taken care of, it's a one puller, guys. It's definitely a good running mower, and so that's another reason why I'm hanging on to it. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna fire it up and let y'all hear it run, and then I'll shut it off and show you all the switch. Me shutting it off with the switch, I mean. So here we go. And there you go, guys. This video may have been a little bit long. One of the things also that I'm going to be doing to that engine that I did to my, well, all of my mowers really, and what it is I always install fuel valves. Really, the toggle switch itself is a safety thing anyway. It's funny to talk about it like that, as considering everything I just said. But anyway, I always shut my mowers off using a fuel valve. And since this one is new to the fleet, it does not have one. And then also, these mowers do not come with an inline fuel valve. I'm sorry, fuel filter. And so I've got to install fuel filter and fuel valve on this engine. And and then I've got some work I got to do on that before it's ready to receive the engine. And anyway, guys, so there you go. Really, the point of this video was just to try to show y'all the kill switch and installation, and maybe somebody out there is working on a project like I am, and they don't really need, you know, that shut-off lever up there or whatever. And so there you go, guys. That's how you do it. So y'all take care and God bless.